Chapter 1, Blue Box 19, the final blue box for Assignment B. In this exercise, we will look to see how we can go about printing and making sure that things print correctly or the way in which we would expect or want. So when you look at Friday, for example, you see an entire worksheet, and the question is, how would that print if we were going to move this to paper? And of course, given how wide the worksheet is, we can't fit all the contents on a single sheet of paper. And in fact, in this particular instance, by default, with our default settings, we would print across 2 pages. So now the question is, how is it going to break? Well, we can take a look if we go to File at the very top and then select Print. We're not actually going to print, but this is going to give us the opportunity to see a preview of where the page breaks would take place. And you can see up here we have a preview of what page 1 and page 2 would look like. Here we can make a variety of settings, but for right now, we're going to actively determine where the page break is going to take place. And if you look, there was basically 2 sections, and it would be nice if this table were all on one piece of paper, and we could start this table on a second one. So I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel. In order to do that, we can utilize a few of the different views that are provided for us. Before I move on, though, what you're going to notice is we have dashed lines, and the dashed lines that are now appearing here are telling you exactly where the page would break. We don't like that page break. Again, it would be nice if the page break moved over 2 columns. That's in fact what we're going to do. There's a variety of ways to get to this same view. I find the easiest way is to come down here to the bottom, and of the 3 choices that we see, let me move some things around so to get out of the way. The one that I want to use is this third one. This is the page break preview. We get to see the contents that we saw before, but we now can see what actually is going to get printed out. The section that is gray will not show up on print. Okay, so we're only going to get, in this particular case, 2 pages printed. And we can see the blue outline represents the print area of the worksheet, what does get printed versus what does not. And this dashed line is showing you by default where the break is. I'm simply going to click on that dashed line and drag it over between columns F and G. And now what you see is we've got 2 pages with reasonable content in terms of the way in which it's going to show up on the paper. I'm going to undo that by hitting Command Z. Sometimes students accidentally make a mistake. They drag this and then they somehow get to this point where it's all going to show up on a single page, which might be fine for you. But as they try to then drag this over, we get something kind of unusual happening. In the gray area is now content that we wanted to be able to print out. And so now the question is, how can I get back and make sure that what I want to print it is set up correctly, as well as the page breaks are set up correctly? Because the thing is what now this outer outline is doing is defining the print area. I want to make sure that entire section is selected, so I'm going to drag that back. Under page layout, we can get to where we can make some of the fixes that we need. And so I can come up to the breaks area, click this down arrow, and what I really want to do is be able to reset all my page breaks, and it's not allowing me to do that for right now. I'm going to go ahead and insert a page break, and then hopefully we'll be able to reset all the page breaks. Okay, so let me show you what just happened here. Whenever we insert a page break, it decides that where we're located is now going to be the upper left-hand corner of a brand new page. Now, of course, that's not what I wanted. And so I didn't want any of this. I'm going to click on that down arrow. And now that I have the ability to reset all my page breaks, I can click on that and get back to where we started. Okay. So what I want to make sure I can do is reset all my page breaks. And as long as it's not grayed out, I can do that. And then I can get back to where I have these dotted lines. So I can drag the dotted lines again between F and G. And when I do that, I get the page breaks that I'm looking for. So that is one of the ways in which we can do our page break. Now down here, there were three different choices we had. We had a page break preview. We also have the page layout view that shows you what it would look like on paper, and then we can return to the normal view. And again, we'll be able to see should be able to see. It's not showing us, but normally we get to see what where the page break will lie. So I'm going to double check, make sure we got our page break set up correctly. We do. I'm going to move over to Saturday. And this time I'm actually going to show you a different way to put in that page break. And it was the same way in which what we did to clear it. If I want a break between column F and column G, again, I'm going to start in G1. So the G1 is the upper left-hand corner of that second page. Under page layout, click this down arrow, insert the page break, and notice you can see the page break is a solid page break that we created. You can see the dashed lines for the automatic ones that remain. Again, we can go to the page layout view to see that this looks exactly like what we expected. It's what we had for Friday. Exactly the same. And I'll put these back in the normal view. And then we'll do the exact same thing for Sunday. Okay. Either way, we can either go up to G1 and say I want that to be the start of a new page, or I can go to my page break preview. Again, make sure I grab the dashed lines and drag them between F and G, and that should complete our assignment. I'll go back and put it in the normal view so that we can see. Actually, it's not showing us. Normally it does, but it'll show us where those page breaks are. But if we want to take a look at them, again, we can use the page layout to see that we've got this set up. We can use the page break preview. Either one of those will show that we've got the right setup. We'll go ahead and save this and turn it in as a completed assignment.